All right, early morning here. Let's look at some magic and get our top cash list here for NBA on DraftKings. See how easy it is. Once you pull up here, going to the NBA research station, and then click on your site that you want to use. Then you just go according to. First thing it's really nice to go to is eliminating number filters. You can use this a lot if you want. Go above average. It'll eliminate the players. We'll see what minutes it'll put it at. We can make an adjustment if we want, as we see which players are eliminated from this pool of players. Here, as we sort descending, as we can now see that any players that are under, gotta wait for this. Let's see. 25 minutes per game. Anybody that's under 25 minutes per game, we just eliminated from the pool. Okay, so that's fine. We'll leave it at that. And next, for cash games, we want to eliminate guys with a certain floor or below a certain floor. Jared Bayless, right here. Interestingly, no floor. So we don't want to risk those guys. Let's just pick a number here that looks like to be more so in the red. Floor. So we could go with a 3.9. Anything greater than 3.9 so that we have a floor. I know it's still a low floor, and that'll probably lose your contest, but we're just trying to get a feel or a sense of where to go here. So greater than, let's give it a 3.9. So that will adjust. Wait for it. Next, we want to look at usage, perhaps make sure we have some guys with some usage. That's also fairly important. So let's look at eliminating. Let's go with a number here. Greater than 15.9, I like, percent. Put the percentage in there. Good to go. Moving on. I like, as an important stat here, fantasy points per minute. We'll eliminate. Greater than. I like to get to a minute, so we get production. So let's get to 0.96. This will eliminate a bunch of players that don't consistently perform in those minutes of at least 25. So you can pick more stats if you want. I can keep it. Well, I am going to eliminate more here, so I have a good cash pool that I'll add into my fantasy football blog. And so let's say I'm going to look at pace of play, make sure to eliminate some guys who are not up to par. As I will look to, unless their opponent has a lot of pace, let's order this here in terms of, to get a better idea, sort descending. Who are the lower pace teams so that we know exactly what we're looking at eliminating. As that didn't work. Oh, there it is. Okay, at the bottom, these teams at 97, looks like that's Memphis and Orlando. At 98.7, they're in a pace-up game versus their opponent. I can tell right here, 97 versus a 102. So that's fine. Even the 100 or the 98.8 versus a 101. The 100 pace point team is playing a 105, so that's fine. the 100 points. So we're not going to mess with this. I can tell we don't need to mess with that for today. In our cash target, we can hope for 5x percentage to get value in our cash target, but we may not reach it. So we're going to go low on that as well, as we want to kind of steer clear of the red still. So greater than, let's say, 34.99%. Okay? So we eliminated a bunch of guys that won't perhaps be projected to get their X value percentage-wise on the 5X. All right? So we eliminated some guys here. We still have a fairly large list that we can look to. So I want to look at eliminating probably one more. Let's see. For today's projections, let's see what the lower value guys are. And if we want to eliminate, let's just sort ascending. So it'll come at the top here. So that I'm really showing you how to use this tutorial. Get the best NBA plays for today. Making sure I'm still recording here. Good. Okay. The low guys, value guys, surprisingly down to 4.1. We can eliminate some of these guys and get some nice high value up in the 5 range, and focus on those guys for today. As I do have somewhat of a large list, I like to narrow it down a little bit more so I can have it more focused as my preference and a smaller pool of players. So I'm going to eliminate here the 4.6 and up. I mean, anything greater than 4. Let's go 4.7. Okay, so we basically eliminate Whiteside, Lamb, and Gasol, right? Well, that's fine. Greater than 4.7. If we had to add those guys back to our actual lineup, of course we could. They're still available. But right now we're just eliminating for the best value guys. All right, so I'd like to put this in there. One more thing. Clock watch over the past 5 games. Let's see. To make sure they're getting their time in, playing on the court. Or we could go who's hot over the past. Let's just go by, I'd rather go by fan points. Okay, 5 game fan points. Let's do a minimum here of, I'm going to go greater than 25.4. So we get some almost guaranteed fan points in recent weeks, as they're at least a little bit hot, a little bit running hot. So we eliminated that, it looks like. So make sure. Sort of descending. Yeah, that's cleared. All right, so we are good to go with this cash list right here. I'm going to put it on there with these particular plays. Let's look at, we have a little bit of time, the top 10 of each category here for today. There's one that's not on here that I'll show you, but these are the interesting ones. The top projected plays in terms of points on FanDuel. DraftKings. Russell Westbrook, Joel Embiid, KAT, LeBron, Paul George, Nikola Vucevic, and top value plays, Van Fleet. Look at him for Toronto. Looks like Dion Waiters, Clarkson, and some other guys. Sabonis, maybe Tyreek or Evans can get hot. Tournament only. So we can look at best in the paint, Andre Drummond, Joel Embiid. Usage, great usage on Joel Embiid. Lou Williams. So LeBron James and Kemba Walker. Let's see what else we want to look at. Price drops. Who's on sale? Rodney Hood. Ben Simmons. Okay. And one rating. So that's their rating system on DFS Army. Drummond, Russell Westbrook, Joel Embiid, Blake Griffin, so top overall guys there. Let's see, steals, Jimmy Butler, Russell Westbrook, all these different categories. It's not a categories league; it doesn't really matter. But for some upside, shots fired from downtown. So the most shots, interestingly, Paul George, Walker, J.J. Redick, Lillard, Griffin, Bullock, Richardson, Ross, Kuzma, and McCollum. Remember all those names for today for your tournaments. Let's see, points per game, of course, obvious. Versus opponent, great. LeBron James versus that opponent. Russell Westbrook, Kawhi Leonard, Aaron Gordon. Who's hot? Last 3 games difference. Bayless, real good uptick. So for tournaments especially, keep in mind Bayless, Olenek, Seth Curry, all these guys bumping minutes. Same deal there. We got some Vegas lines out already, so you can look at biggest team total. OKC, Philly, and Boston. Look at stacking those teams, price increases, and most likely to score X amount of points. All right. But what I'd like to do here to show is the NBA Miner. It's NBAMiner.com. Look for 4-point plays and 1, because I probably already ordered it up here as I looked at it. Let's see. Yeah, the most 4-point plays and 1 for upside in your tournaments. To keep in mind on the season is the Greek Freak, Montrezl Harrell. You can maybe look for some assists, maybe Lou Williams or whoever the point guard is currently to stack with. Joel Embiid, look for a stacking partner as well, like in tournaments. Blake Griffin, we mentioned him. We had not mentioned Julius Randle. Interestingly, getting a lot of and ones on the season, so maybe he's a low price. Check his price, sleeper for the day. Anthony Davis, DeMar DeRozan, of course, studs. Anthony Davis not playing, I don't think. LeBron, James Harden, no surprise. Kawhi, Aldridge, and Jokic, just to name a few there. All right, just add Rudy Gobert and Kevin Durant to the list. A nice and 1 guys get extra points and fouls on them. So, there's a lot more stats and info you can look at here, of course, as well. You can order by what you need to do here. Useful, like in categories, leagues, of course, as well. So I will leave you with that. Put it up on the site, and so you got an overview for your day in the Tuesday slate, big large slate. Enjoy it.